Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermornings. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the love and support of our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory. That's indiecd.org, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, and musicians. We're also made possible by sales of, and it is the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear. All part of my ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled the sword to teaching the art to others. And of course, if my scroll wheel will allow me to scroll, there we go. Hates and hellfire, a dark secret has claimed 2 lives and is hunting an innocent child at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness. Happy Friday, folks. I hope you're standing against the forces of darkness. It has been an intriguing one. News-wise, some fascinating things have come up in the news. Some stuff I have expected. I don't, as I've said, I do not support violence, but I do expect it. And when I heard about the warehouse that was burnt down, and the gentleman who filmed a video of it saying this wouldn't have happened if we had a living wage. Well, I think it's a tragic thing to do and totally criminal. I do not condone it. I do anticipate it. That's why I don't think any of us who saw that story went, "Oh my gosh, how could that happen?" No. Somehow I don't expect a lot of public outrage either. But, not surprised. In my world, I have accountability after a fashion. Yesterday was Thursday. But before I could get to that, we have to talk about Wednesday. You see, after the program and a few other things and dealing with a sick Xander, I had a small arms deal wherein I was able to acquire one of the blasters off of the list. I have a very specific list of blasters that I'm hunting, not for the donation, not for the glory and good of everyone else, but for my own black heart. I am on a quiet mission to have, I didn't intend to get the way, it just started and sort of happened, to collect the entire line of rifle blasters. And I'm getting surprisingly close. I'm not going for all colors or anything like that. No crazy completionist stuff there, but at least one of each. And I am surprisingly close through thrifting, but Facebook Marketplace proved to have a deal I could not resist. So I went, met a lovely woman far south of Lafayette, met an even more talkative woman who I have no idea what her name is, and I didn't have a chance to give her my business card because she was in a car parked out of reach. But great fun. Uh, then I decided to be a little silly. I thought, well, shoot, I am so far south, I might as well stop by the southernmost uh, Goodwill in Lafayette, which is technically it's on Doherty Road, but it's like off Concord. It's way down there. Anyway, pull in, realize my doors are unlocked in back. I'm like, well, shoot, I need to get better about making sure my manual doors are all locked. So take my stick, very carefully lean around, get all the stuff. Do not hear what I should have heard. Close the door, go about my shopping. Very minimal run. Very minimal run. Succeeded in getting a piece for a project that will possibly be filmed for Nick Knows Nerf if I can get the overhead camera back up again, and some time, space, and relative quiet. Realized after taking, a leisurely, I had fun. I let myself cut loose a little bit. I purchased for a one of those, what do you call them? The lasers that people put on their wall to put the dots on their wall for Christmas. I have no intention of using it for its intended purpose. I'm waiting for the first really good foggy evening, and then I'm going to put it out and make it look like there's a laser light show going on for absolutely no reason other than it's going to amuse the living heck out of me. But so that's on the works. But I snagged that. I snagged the opposite blaster to a blaster I got from Andy, so I can swap the parts and make one in all purple. I'm very pleased with that. Little something for me. Got a little something for me because I've been a good boy. And I went out to the car and realized I had locked myself out of the car. Now we ran into some issue. And the issue being this. It had gotten quite late. And the good people at Goodwill close up at 9 o'clock. Justifiably, they want to go home. Mandy was at home, which is over an hour away. It was past 8. And at the time, I was dressed for the afternoon 80 degrees, I don't want to suffer heat death. This gave your dear Mr. Nick a quandary. So, as I'm doing this, the phone rings. It's Mandy, and she intending to inquire for me to pick up burgers. Then hell, she has to go. And I do the cardinal sin of Goodwill. The cardinal sin of Goodwill, what thou shalt not do, is buy clothes and immediately put them on unless it's an emergency situation. It was barreling toward 50-something. It was an emergency situation. So I walked in, found a pair of sweats and a zip-up jacket, donned them over my clothing. After purchasing, one doesn't steal from a place like Goodwill. That would be bad form. And got to stand outside my car. Ended up saving a girl's balloons. Odd. But anyway, I was fine. I wasn't terribly comfortable, but I was fine. Maddie got me. I drove home, got the burgers, but everybody's happy. Except for one fact. The coat that I had acquired, which very nice zip up. It will be washed. Apparently, they had a dog and it was wet at some point. So I'm driving in the car, suddenly immersed in wet dog smell. I mean, eye-wateringly. because, the cab, the little car, it's not the biggest space, and the smell will sit. So I find that. But guys, check this incredibly excessive shirt out. I got this, and then I immediately set it to wash and had it done. It may have been air drying as I was driving to the game night Thursday, but I did get this very nice shirt, so I'm very pleased. But that did take a huge chunk of time out of my intended adventures for what I was planning to do. Then Thursday was game day. I have fun at game day. I love game day. I love my kids. I'm very protective. I'm very possessive of my children. And we had to have some talks, and it went completely to right. The rails were gone, as sometimes happens. But I was struck by a couple comments, and one of them was, I'm not terribly photogenic. I am not going to shout out who said this. However, to watch someone say that about themselves and absolutely crumble for that millisecond, because I love me some micro expressions, and I'm sure Carl's having fun going, oh, Nick's talking micro expressions. Yes. Hypervigilance, micro expression analysis, empathy. Have fun with that, because I'm sure I'm not waving any flags of a vaguely red color to Carl going, hey, check this out. Anyway, but I saw that, and it sat with me. I am something of an artist, I admit. But I am, even more than my artistic skill will ever belie, I am an appreciator of beauty. I don't know if you'd say an aesthetician. There's a term for it, but I am struck by beauty, be it a person, be it a piece of art, be it a flower in a rainstorm, be it the sun rising over the Badlands. I am physically struck by beauty, and I can see it in most people, certainly in others. And I want to reach out to everybody here, probably more likely the women, but everybody here. The question with this being, the statement being, if you feel that you are unphotogenic, may I heartily suggest you visit someone who actually has talent taking pictures. Because believe it or not, and contrary to a lot of people who got stupid over it, photography is an art form. All right? Yes, you're taking a picture that's a visual representation of something, but especially posed photography, okay? I would say candid photography is all equal parts skill. They're both skill-based, but there's some luck involved, obviously, with candid photography, like wildlife photography and stuff like that. But there's a lot of skill. But the art form really comes out in posed photography when you can control the setting, because you are not painting with pen and ink. You are first painting with, you're forming the background, especially for, again, portrait photography, of an individual. You're picking the angles, you're adjusting the lighting. Obviously, costuming is a huge deal. Hair, makeup, etc. There's just a little noise that was a little too close to shaving a haircut. Anyway, and I went, oh, heck no. So I went, pop, like like, stop, move there, sit there, pop. Very nice image came out. Had I had time to tinker with it, would have been fabulous. And I've done this for years, especially whenever a friend gives me crud, like when they're genuinely, I don't feel good about my looks, etc. Now, I will say this: I am a short, fat, overweight man. It does take a lot to make me look good on camera, but I know so many people that it takes so little. So please, if you have doubt about your appearance, and I don't mean you may never have vocalized it, and this applies to men. See, when I said never vocalized it, yeah, that's more towards my male companions, but you don't even have to pay a photographer, although, like all artists, please do if you can. But one of your friends dabbles in photography, or a photography student, or you can find them. They're out there looking to take pictures of interesting people. And I say that really from the bottom of my soul. I hope Kat's in the audience. I really do. If she isn't, I'm going to reach out to her, because she literally teaches classes on digital photography. Now, yeah, it's at the middle school level, but guess what? If you've never been exposed to it, that's fine, guys. Don't get the age of the student tangled up in the knowledge base of the student. Looking for things geared towards younger students when you are trying to learn a skill, that's totally valid. And many times it's an easier way to learn it. But find them and just let them play a bit. You could be shocked. Me? No. I have literally considered the pen name Quasimodo de Bergerac in my time. But that's a set of stories for another day. And probably it would be Quasimodo Q de Bergerac, because I keep looking at those windmills and some of them need tilting. Anyway, never be down on your appearance. Wear clothes that make you feel happy. Okay? They don't have to look good. I wear bright things because the world needs brightness right now. Out there, it is becoming a dystopian pile of gray slop. Those of us who have the personality and creativity to oppose the onslaught of brutal, clean grayism need to, at every opportunity, make the world weird. And while I am pondering the thoughts of how we can make our world just a little weirder, make it brighter, make it more colorful, it does channel me to this person more than merely anything else. I will also say, while I'm here, to wrap up that previous conversation, very often I will take a picture of somebody from the right angle or best angle I can get, and not modify the picture, but use the picture as a reference and then produce art of them. And that is so that they can, if you can break that notch from photo to drawing, sometimes that gives just enough wiggle room to let, sorry, I looked at old picture of Mandy and it made me smile just thinking of older times. If you make that, sometimes they can see the beauty. And sometimes it takes that knock. I like making people feel beautiful. Or at least better. Again, I'm sure Uncle Carl is having fun with all of that. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Uncle Carl. And his accountability should be his latest psychology show. Psych 101 course. This week, psychotic behavior. Woohoo! Sorry. Between the neurotic and the psychotic is where I've spent a lot of my life in the people I associate with. And good morning, Angelina. Angelina, our angel, Angelina. And we've got greetings. And I see that you were talking smack about me. Never. You are not psychotic. I know, only my exes think that. I doubt you're even neurotic. And, but hey, what do I know, right? Well, I do identify as neurotic. Anxiety disorder, I mean, you are married to Nathan, so that would make sense. I love the random, yeah. And hey, Angelina, and hey, hi, sweetie. So that, and good morning. Good morning, Trelena, my dear. How are you? At some point, I need you to come out and do a demo with me at the Benton County Public Library. I know it will be a while, but there's been a request, especially from the teen girls and the adult teen girls. 18 feels weird. Like 18 to 21 is this nebulous age where or 20 something, because the frontal cortex hasn't fully formed, where legally adult, but not, and it just, if I said it squicks me just a little bit, I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, they would like to see you specifically, so I'm putting that out publicly because for that, I may have to dig out the metal so that we can go ting to ting, ting, ting. Trey, and I am the worst case scenario and a terrible speller. Oh, darling. Oh, but darling. Oh, worst case scenario ist. I missed that the first read through. I was going to say, you are not the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario ist. Yes, absolutely. That is a great way to survive. Wise one once said, paranoia is another word for longevity. Someone else once said, hypervigilance may be a P. I try not to swear if I can avoid it, but it'll keep you alive. Anyway, some say I am OCD, especially about Muncie. Well, you're at least, I'll say, yeah, I'm mildly compulsive, but we all are about something. And greetings, and that fits, but also shaped by your choice of profession. Or maybe it pushed you into that field. Hard to tell. The egg chicken egg debate gets real funny on fields sometimes. Your ahem has been noted. Ha ha ha! Have fun. It's Friday. Indeed. Purple Munsey Pimp Hat makes its debut in the green room tonight. Rocks on. Scam the strange QR code outside the door. How did that get there? Well, Lamoutre, good job. Muncie folks. Morning, folks. See, y'all have me trained. I don't even play the geriatric geocaching, but I'm glad you guys are having fun. And don't forget to like and share, folks. Thank you, Donna. Hey, Nick. We got many greetings for me. Yay, I feel special. Hey, Foxy. Oh, did Foxy come? Someone? Oh, she did. Morning, folks. Hey, Foxy. Sorry, my dyslexia gets comments going. I'm going to Stellarfest near Atlanta in a couple of weeks. Ooh, surprised Woodsman Dude knew what that means. Well, yeah, Woodsman Dude is a talented individual. And Stellarfest sounds fun. I'm not sure what kind of convention it is. And good morning. And Donna, I will have you know that I was a good basketball player in my youth. Huh. Well, the more we know. Wait. Carl Witzman was a good basketball player in his youth. And let's see. Dan, greetings to Dan. And greetings to Dan and everyone else. And if only I could dribble, I would have played on team. Standards were not high in Oakwood. I was 6'2". Fascinating. I was not a good sports player across the board. PE was the class I loathed, not because I was overweight or anything. Not till puberty. Not puberty hit her hard. That can happen, you know. Sorry, that's a movie reference. My joints never worked right. Understand? Oh, Foxy, I can believe that. Maybe gymnastics? Yeah. They weren't available in our area for our time, and Dad's kids were plain mean to me, so Mom pulled me out. Hugs to Foxy. But that's okay. I can still remember how to walk with a book on my noggin. Classy. Boys. Low rain in Spain stays mainly on the plane. There's something on the plane! Sorry. I have phone calls to make today. Use this to get my brain going. Cool. I can walk and talk just like a regular lady I can. I can play the lady when I have to. Mostly I don't. The Nick field applies to everything. You have to understand. Had I the money for my preference, I would probably spend a lot of time, if I were going singular, on like the simplest of vehicles. That's why I like manual transmissions and manual windows. The less things there are for me to goof up, the less things that goof up. There have been times I've considered going Amish, but I love the internet. And I am very careful to touch the computer that Joe gave me as rarely as possible. Foxy, even after 2 cups of coffee, I rarely get my brain to work reliably. Same, Dan. I have important calls to make, so I need a little function. There was not a single wire coat hanger in the entire Goodwill. I checked. In better news, our hockey team clinched the playoffs berth for the first time. Rock on! And nice shirt, thank you. And then there's Fuzzy. Good morning, Fuzzbucket. Freddie. And I was also very good at gymnastics, as long as I didn't have to do anything where I put my weight on my hands. Nice shirt, thank you. And good morning, Dawn. Dawn is, of course, the mistress mind behind the stories of her cats, Buddy and Georgette. She is in a place where, if you guys can, anyone watching this, buy a shirt to help them offset the cost of Ted's cancer treatment, because America sucks when it comes to healthcare. And do what good you can. Oh, and we need to take that down. How are you, my dear? Do. Okay. Aesthetic. Speech impediment and that word don't get along well. But yes, I'm someone who deeply appreciates music of all genres, food, again, of all genres almost. Uh, that which we experience with our senses. And I say that, phrased that way, because if I say that sensual, there is almost always a sexual implication to that term. And in this case, it is not intended. But yes. Hi, Dawn. Dawn. I would say that Trey just capped today, not saying to two people, just saying. As a photographer, I think everyone can be photogenic if done right. I believe so. I discovered yesterday that nearly everything I own is made out of leather that I don't use has grown away or mildew. Because Georgia humidity. Oh, girl. Well, at least saddle soap smells good. I literally just opened my eyes, MP. I don't even have my glasses on yet. Y'all, keep your minds out of the gutter. You, Dan, and poor Dawn. Oh, no, Dan. Oh, no, are they recoverable? Good morning, everyone. Starts summoning cat piles of brushes, pencils, and chalk. I like taking pictures that can be used as backgrounds. That's fun, too. I used to do that quite a bit. I need to again. Hey, Josh, I just need to do a massive file dump from my phone again. Hey, Josh. I know you're a photographer, Uncle Carl. And I do that too, Dawn. Great for book covers. I have to do that. I have to upgrade some of my book covers. Indeed. Now I have to clean all the stuff that was put away to make my house childproof. All my best adult toys need to be cleaned, oiled, and made non-green. Is phrasing a thing? Is phrasing a thing around here? Because for some of you on that phrase, you're going to need this. I don't believe Dan intended it, but he accidentally walked right into that. So I'm just going to remind you this is not the green room. That's later for the people who aren't attending my sorbet videos. Nothing worse than rusty, sharp, pointy things and moldy holsters. I do agree. But I got to go back. Okay, look me up on Flickr, Angelina. It's fun. Hey, Josh. I have too many hobbies, but it makes retirement fun. Oh, the joys of the neurodivergent. Dan, I smell a story in that sentence. And Josh greeted Donna. And hey, Josh. I don't even want to know, Dan. Tonight, Carl, just ask me. Notes, rusty knives, and moldy holsters would be a great band name. For now, just believe that Juan Valdez has never grown enough coffee to make today bearable. Ooh. Or a fun name for a character who is retired and has to unretire for something. Right, Foxy, the old man of La Mancha. Oh, sounds like another Tom Darby story, Foxy. Nick attacking the metal windmills and foul. If they look at me funny, hey, Bubs. Hey, Bubs, how you doing? The weather's been a little rough on you. Okay, so I'm just going to do the show with Cat. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. And good morning, Joe. Good morning, folks. Lurking while driving out on the job site. Well, be safe. I love that you're lurking. I miss you guys. I really do. I miss Joe and Trey deeply. I'm working on house transformations. Unfortunately, the guy who bought the plot next door is also grinding down all the trees with excavators instead of felling them. So it's just ruining so much. Makes my heart hurt. Okay. Hey, okay. I need one hand to operate. Can I get? Okay. I can pull this off with Stuart. It's a little harder with Dusty because he weighs a bit more. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. And Don saying greetings. And no more wire hangers. Yeah. And my baby's intense shirt. Yep. And I can do that real quick because it is time for a commercial. And let's get musical with it because I think you guys could use it, huh? Well, here we go.
It's time to scan, that is the plan, with Carl and Dawn to catch a fawn or unicorn. We're so forlorn, we got a Koepp, so here's our rep. Munsey, we want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we've got to Munsey. Download that app and help us Koepp, and you can play it too. Munsey is good exercise, good for your heart and for your thighs. Dawn is such a lovely lass. Come on, Dawn, get off your
Yeah!
Munsey, we want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we got to Munsey. Download that app and help us Koepp, and you can play it too.
And Dan got green roomed. Chuckles. Yeah, Dan was some phrasing to sure. And Stuart. Yeah. Stuart, you sleeping? Hi, Stuart. Stuart. Yeah, Ben loves you. Hey, yeah, there you go. Get your flop on. I did worry about the phrasing, but every other attempt sounded an SFW or not polite on Nick's show. You're not wrong. I understand. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday to all. Hey, Chris. Airport. Me chair. Chair. Hey, Chris. Hi, Chris. Let's just say I won't be dressing up like a cowboy anytime soon. Clint Eastwood would be ashamed of me. And Dawn is squeeing, and there's a lot to squee about right now. Huh? But I have a lot of leather. Well, Mandy has a lot of leather cleaning to do because guess who's violently allergic to mildew and things like that? Yeah, this should surprise absolutely no one. But I'm going to give you guys a heads up that Monday, and I will be, where are my Post-it notes? I will be leaving a Post-it note for myself. Monday. Content polls. I will be having some polls because apparently we have the capacity to have polls on our streams. And I want to make sure I am matching the needs of my viewership. So I will be doing some polls to go over what I want to do in future broadcasts, both here and external. It will be the kind you vote on, not the kind you make money on. Anyway, and yes, okay, you're right. I'll knock the green room myself. But because I want to know if you guys want more fun, if you guys want more fun drawing time, if I need to do, how you guys feel about my broadcasts such as Nick Knows Nerf, which is leaning towards every other Thursday because I have game prep on game night Thursdays. I'm trying to balance the Nick Knows Nerf. And the news is a little staggered right now. And hey, Chris, persons of Polish descent. Whoops. I'm just counting on the price, counting it as the price of having grandchildren I needed to protect from my... I fully understand that too. And you get an eat at the green room, and you get an out the green room. I'm like Oprah for like, not the green room for you, and not the green room. Everybody look under your chairs. There's a not the green room. I am so tempted to do a show and just tape a picture, a copy of the not the green room thing under a bunch of chairs. And then we need to wander into the green kitchen. Ooh. Everybody gets a not the green room. Oh, yeah. But I think with the way current events are going, I think everybody needs a green room visit. All right. Right. Yes. See? But I don't know, guys. I know sometimes without trying. Yes, green kitchen with the what? Incorrect. With the incorrect. Yes, the green kitchen with the entirely too high countertops. Mm! You went there. I did. I did indeed. Oh my gosh. I now have days where I wish the green room was open 24/7. It is technically. I've had days where I've been so stressed out, I have gone into the green room knowing no one is there. I've just been like, ah! As a way of venting. And, well, technically it is. See, it's always open. We need to Photoshop Dawn with her pie utensils. Carl, how could you? Of course, when you miss StompCon, you also miss Trey and Dawn in the green room. That's, your loss, not mine. I was there. I'm always there. Anyhow, and see, maybe that's it. I think the green room lives in the hearts and minds. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts and minds of people? Men, the green room knows. I try to behave, and then y'all come on. Yes, we are the ones corrupting Dawn. So, she tries to behave, and we evil, evil people correct her. I guess it's a lesson to be learned. I may just have to do more shenanigans. Anyway, too high for some. My blood pressure actually spiked with that one. Whew! You see me actually turn red? Yep. That's what the green room was for. Feel free to scream there anytime. As long as no one else is in there. Dear Lord Carl. LOL. I'm sure there's usually someone is available. Dawn, I'm a perfect angel. Dawn is an angel. Joke. Right. Pat Scarl's back. And it's not that I'm not watching that no one needs to hear me rant ad nauseum, but sometimes you need to rant. And that's in part what the green room is. Now, Dawn said I'm a perfect angel, and all I heard was the she's no angel. And then, of course, the da 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 da. So we need Dawn, Trey, and Manda to all do the little Charlie's Angels pose next time. Maybe StompCon. Y'all remind me. We'll talk about photogenic amusements. And I had to go through the list of people I could get to actually attend and then would be willing to stand for a second. Sadly, someone who can't attend, but really would be beloved if they could.
Hi, I'm Auntie Foxy, and I'm a crafting addict. I make custom jewelry from recycled materials, and Foxy has wares if you have coin. You can find me at ndcd.org/about-anti-foxy. I hope to see you there.
Totally not me working on an art project during the commercial. No. Anyway, let's see. Where were we? Dawn is an angel. Foxy's trying to. Devil is an angel too. Devil went down to StompCon. He was looking to make a deal. Uh-oh. Ever hear of Lucifer? Yeah, got a little Hooper stuck in there. Should the green room involve more mischief than evil? Well, that's why the attendance has shifted so much lately. Some push it, Chris, and you forgot the laughter after she said it. I've heard of humble pie, but never Hooper's pie. Some of y'all need some Hooper's pie. Some of y'all need just a little slice of, you need some self-confidence. Residual mental programming, thanks to salt and pepper. You know. Push, da, 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 da. Anyway, I was told that Joe Dog, who was writing Who Killed Joe Dog story. Somehow my word processor now looks evil. Excellent. Yes. Apparently I have to be careful when I use my voices while running games. I may have scared a couple children with the sibilant. They weren't where used to him. I was playing a cultist. Yes. Because y'all, is it a game if you don't have an evil serpent cult? I mean, really, are you running a game? And 'tis a new pie flavor. Hostess Hooper's pie. Oh, classic. I tattled on you to Ted that you were picking on me. He shrugged. He's like, you signed the waiver. That's classic Ted. Oh, and there's Freddie again singing away. No, Stephanie Osborne is publishing it. Joe is doing something that elaborate. Raffle, try not to choke from laughter. Joe doing anything responds that. No, I should not have said that. That was funny, though. It's terrible. I should not dogpile on Joe, especially because he might pass gas. Wait, what? Really? He's 2,000 words into it? Let's go. I was poking some fun, but nah. You cracked $2,000. You have my attention, good sir. Who killed Joe Dog McKeel? I just want to know, is Columbo solving the case? Because he just might. But no, that's scary, Dan. Off topic. Nice job, Dawn. I assume that's part of our, tri-weekly Munsey updates. And I do not have an ad for your Munsey book. I need an ad for your Munsey book. But I'm going to run an ad. I'll be back in a moment. I'm here. I'm coming. I'm moving. Out of the way. That was not helpful. Still here. Aha! Victory. Let's see. What have you guys been chatting about whilst I was gone? Thanks, Carl. Oh, and you're welcome for the earworm, Nick. It really is appreciated. It's a good groove. If you can get the right earworm, it'll boost you up. And I do apologize for the slight delay. I realized I did not eat enough breakfast and was starting to get just a little low, so I had to go get a piece of candy to pop me back out of it, because my stash of munchies in my study is mostly depleted, except for a partial thing of rice checks, and I can't eat that fast enough to not be chewing when I come out of the stream, the ad. Download for free Webcupasy Community Uncle Carl Guide. Yep. FYI, I sent the post to you, Nick, about the Who Killed Joe Dog anthology. You know he's going to show up here now. Okay, as long as he's civil. I can't smell the gas through the screen, so I'm okay. Anyway, indeed, Chris, the fact that he can concentrate on something other than Halocon is more frightening than Hammer horror films. Oh, not that. Because now I need to watch Peter Cushing try to catch Dracula and fail miserably, because Christopher Lee is not something to be caught easily, you know? Oh, good show. I have to run down the hall, which will set off the cats. Then it will be cat lunchtime. See some of you all tonight. Hey, we'll see. I appreciate that. I'll see you later, Carl. Have a pleasant day. Well, I hope you've had fun with the program. Let me look at this real quick. Yeah, I just found out about some things, so I'm going to have to tinker with them post-show to get ahead of the Monday show. And I will set up polls so that we can have some mischief to work with. I'll see how they work and all that. I think it's going to be a very useful tool for around here. But that's one of the great things about what we do. We always have an option to learn a new tool, learn a new technique, pick up something that can be developed to make our processes better. And yes, we goof around on here a lot. But there's also a lot of business that gets done. And it's important to keep that balance. Right now, the world needs you guys. Okay. I want to wrap up the show with a little bit of, if not somber, reality, because I want us to go into the weekend boldly, but I want us to go in resolute. Because right now there's a lot going on, and barring a very specific set of events, I am assured that it will get more difficult before it gets better. And every day I check to see if there's a chance of a number of specific events occurring. It's partially why I follow the news. But the only way we're going to get through this is by supporting each other. In part because it's the natural human thing to do, and in part because if stuff hasn't hit a level where whatever negative may be going on is affecting you. That can change at any minute. And the only way we're going to move forward is if we help each other. Now, I know a lot of people who get into independent businesses like writing and publishing, and they see it as a very competitive field. The art field is very competitive. The also writing field is very competitive. And I will admit, perhaps I would be more successful were I to take that kind of mindset. But I simply can't justify in basically any way that kind of self-centeredness in these days. So I really do encourage you guys, as we wind up and get ready for our weekend, to see who you can help. If you want things to change, one of the best ways to change is to spend less at big stores and support the little guys. Okay? It will get better when we do steps to make it get better. And there is an interesting dichotomy where many times we have to seek the serenity, seek the wisdom to change the thing, to acknowledge the things we cannot change. Pardon my stammering. But seeking the wisdom to acknowledge that which we cannot change is a necessary step. Okay? But it's also a necessary step for us to realize that no movement, no darkness lasts forever. No argument lasts forever. No storm. Today is a good day to remember that. It is the day of the day the South surrendered in the Civil War. I would like to see far more unity, far more support, far more kindness. And despite my silliness and despite my persona, it's something I find very serious. And it's only going to get better if we all work together to make it better. But I believe in you guys. I believe we can make a change. We can make a difference. So I'm going to ask you guys to think about that this weekend. Find ways to help each other. And I'm going to run some ads, and then I think I'm going to round this up.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho! Santastein, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
So I figured out an artistic solution to something I was doing wrong. I have one more ad because I always run an ad, and then we'll wrap up.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel, but otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
That's right, folks. I'm all about letting you guys art. I want you to keep creating, keep making the world a better place, because you absolutely can. With all that said, as usual, guys, keep writing, keep drawing, keep creating. As long as you do, you can edit it, you can improve it, but you can't edit a blank page. I love you, and you should too. Toodles, folks.